I actually think we're going to try a couple of things because I've got time. I'm going to, this is an old dash I had that's all cracked up. I'm going to spray some different things. I'm going to take this black one. Right now it's got Bulldog on it. I'm going to soften up the vinyl. I'm going to spray that in the Sim satin black and then a little clear on it, see how it looks. And I just tape it off because I may do a couple of different things. Just black without clear, then with the clear. And this is the Chemical Guys. We're gonna, you spray that on, let it sit, wipe it off, and it won't be as shiny, but you know, there's the original dirty stuff. I just cleaned this, quick wipe with lacquer. You don't wanna leave it on there. You can end up creating some issues for yourself with softening this too much. But a quick wipe, there's what it was, and that black on black stuff really makes it look good. If I let that soak in, we'll wipe it off. That may be all, that may be all I do to that dash. But I'm just wanting to show you what I'm gonna do, and then we'll stitch together a couple videos to see how this thing turns out. Next, alrighty, been several hours, and we'll see how this looks. See what you think. So obviously nothing. This was just cleaned, no oils. I just did a quick wipe with some lacquer, some wax and grease remover. It's one of the chalkiness is there. But this is the Sim Black with low luster clear. This is just the Sim Black. And I think that would look exactly like that if I used satin clear. Because I think there's there's low luster, satin, and then you've got the gloss. So this is the satin. This is the low luster. I've always used this on plastic pieces and things because it looks very flat. There's no reflection to it. So you don't get that oiled on reflection look. That almost looks more natural. So let me lay this down because the Chemical Guys stuff I put on looks really nice too. It's almost like you did a son of a gun, whatever that old stuff is you used to put on, Armor All, but I've rubbed that already a couple times. The thing is, you'd have to redo this every once in a while. But even as it's on there now, I'm just going to leave this thing. We'll check and see. Hell, I may even put it out in the sun or do some things. We'll see what it does. But that's the look. That looks just like brand new stuff with that Chemical Guys thing on it. You see where it kind of fades out right there. And then obviously the same thing over here. You can tell where I just stopped. And that's just a spray on, but it doesn't have an oily feel or anything to it. You spray it on, give it a while, and you come back, and then here's the dash from the top. That looks a little too shiny for me. It's very similar to that. I guess you could, it's kind of one of those, you can live with either one. Hell, I can live with all of them. They all look good. But it's going to be what's going to hold up too. So I'll play with this over the next days, weeks. I'll set it out in the sun. We'll just see how it turns out before I actually do something. So probably get a good 2 weeks of the stuff sitting on there, and we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. All right, on to the next project. So it's been, I don't know, a couple days. Seems like it. This stuff's the Science Black On, and that seems to really be holding up nice. This over here is still kind of with the clear on it, little too low luster. I sprayed this corner with the Black On Black, and you can just see the change in it right there. I mean, I didn't even bother to clean this. Sprayed that on, let it sit, soak in. I'm gonna have to set that out in the sun and stuff and see if it just fades away. If it don't, I kind of like that because it's not a paint. It should just go on and do it. And I cleaned up a little more on the dash, pulled all the vents out, and just cleaned them up. Oiled them inside. I'll wipe them down again. This one actually had a little chrome around there. I don't know if that one did or not. Maybe it did. Thinking about ordering the little chrome pen and see if I can just lay a nice edge on. If you know which one's good, drop me a line. I've seen a couple of them, but I'd have to go research it again. But there's another little chrome line around the force on the console bezel. Doesn't really matter. In the past, I've just painted them black, but if I can come up with something there, I may do that. I got some of the stuff in today. I got the retro radio and some of the speakers. The retro radio, if you don't know, it comes in pieces. So there's the face plate stuff. The control shafts are in another box. All that comes in the radio package. There's the radio. That little bitty square thing right there. And then everything else you build, it hooks to it. Which I guess that lets you adjust it however you want it. I can see their point. Why do it one way when it's just going to be changed anyway? Came with 2 little bezels that go in here. So I had the one that fits this. I had to get in there and file that down a little and then cut some of that back. That's all hidden by the bezel, but being from the factory, it just had some little chunks on it. And I did call Don Baseman. He says he's got a bezel that works with the retro. I'm not sure why it's different on an original one. It may have to do with the depth of the screws there. It may just be a flat plate. I don't know. I texted him. I hadn't heard back from him yet. But I went through and cleaned this thing up again, sanded it from the back. And I'm waiting to put the Black On Black or to paint this until I find out which one I like. Another thing I can do is I've got all my bezel stuff in, so I can start putting that together. But that was it. I just want to show you that because when the rest of this stuff comes in, I am going to jump on that pretty quick. I'll set up a display and hook everything up, and then I'll know which radio and speakers I want to use. This is just kind of knocking some of the tedious stuff out of the way. I did get these put in. I thought maybe I'd showed you that already. Some of the gutter covers, I had the original ones, but these were bent exactly the same. The only difference, the original went down here about 2 more inches. I don't know. I didn't think an inch or 2 was going to matter, but it depends on who you ask, right? So that's it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'll stitch a couple of these together because I think the speaker and stuff I'll get to quicker. And I'm just going to leave this at this. When I come back with it, this will have been set out in the sun, and we'll see how it actually holds up, and then we'll do that. So anyway, that's really all I got going on. I'll talk to you later.